Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. September's an exciting month. We go back to work, back to school, back to our routines, and here's the energy that will be affecting you. The tarot cards that will be used this month correspond with the astrology. They are the Two of Swords, which represents confusion and lack of vision. The Five of Cups, which represents loss and depression. The Moon, which represents emotions and the psychic. And the Seven of Wands, which represents holding one's own. Leo, the tarot card for the first week of the month is the Two of Swords. It shows a blindfolded woman holding two swords, and they're facing sort of in different directions, and the moon is floating in the sky above her. Now, this suggests there may be some confusion up in the air, and this could be due to a lack of clarity because you can't see. Now, it's important to take a moment to look clearly at your present situation to gain an understanding so that you can restore your balance and then you can move ahead. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the month begins with Mars in Virgo. So here's Mars in opposition to Neptune in Pisces, and this is in your 8th house of shared energy. So this is your resources, this is the resources you share with others. So you need to think carefully before taking action in intimate or financial matters. And make sure you're not being too pushy because there's some confusion in the air. Now, you will be helped a little bit because Mercury will trine Saturn on the 4th, and that connects your 3rd house of mind and communications and intellect with the 7th house of your partners. So this can help clarify conversations with partners so you know what is expected and what can be achieved with cooperation. And then the week will end with Venus in the 3rd house square to Pluto. And this happens on the 5th. And this warns you just to be a little bit careful in what you are saying, especially in the area of work. So, and also you may need to take care of your health a little bit too. Now, as we go into the second week, the tarot card is the Five of Cups. Now, it shows a very despondent man. Look at him, he's just looking down at the ground. And he is not seeing the future. So there may be something you sense deep inside that's troubling you on an emotional level. And you may be feeling a loss or a personal disappointment. Look at the cups down here, they're empty. But he's not seeing these two full ones. But this may be a good time to let go of the past and look in the new direction because, look, there's a bridge and there's a castle up there, and that is up in the future. So maybe leave the past behind and be more excited about what can happen in the future. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the second week begins with Venus entering into Scorpio and your 4th house, and that's the house of emotional foundations. So this asks you to focus on your family and on security issues. You can be highly intuitive, so protect your personal feelings, but do not mix your career responsibilities and your family responsibilities, because this is the career area up here. So that's very important not to do. Then there is a big T-square because the moon moves into a position where she is squared Neptune and she is also squared the sun. And this happens over the 13th and the 14th. And this can bring confusion that can affect your finances and your sensuality. So be careful. Now, make sure you find some time for pleasure but don't allow emotional issues to create disagreements. And especially if it's going to be dealing with money or pleasure. Yeah, be careful. The tarot card for the third week of the month is the moon. Look at her shining brightly in the sky. But there is a dog and there's a wolf and they're sort of howling at the moon. And there's this crayfish and he's leaving the water. So he's exiting the water of the emotions. But it suggests that there's a lot of psychic and emotional energy that's affecting you on a subconscious level. So you need to deepen yourself and take time to listen to the messages that are coming to you, and they may actually be bringing you great insights into the future, because look, the path leads to the future. Now, as we go down into the astrology for the third week, it is a little bit disruptive because there is a Venus Saturn square that will challenge you. So there's Venus, and she is squared to Saturn, especially with intimate information when discussing family issues. You may find that your values are in conflict with other people's values. So be a little bit careful, especially since there's going to be a full moon. As you see, the moon is moving up and she is in opposition to the sun on the 20th. And this suggests you need to spend some quiet time together to heal your bonds, especially on the spiritual and the sensual level. So make sure that you listen closely to your partner and their needs. Now, there is a Mercury-Pluto Square that is on the 22nd, and this can expose some information for you that can help you when dealing with work situations. However, you need to keep your secret plans secret. So don't go bragging about what you're going to do or think you're going to do. As we go into the fourth week of the month, the tarot card for the last week is the Seven of Wands. Now, this card shows a man holding his own against opposing forces. Now, he has taken the high ground. You can see him standing on the high ground. And this suggests there's a lot of energy around you. It's a very energetic card. Some of it's combative, some of it is disruptive, and some is just plain old simple competition. But you can hold your own against these forces that are around you. But you also need to maintain your sense of truth and justice, because that is the high ground. Now, when we look into the astrology for the fourth week of the month, this features Venus, and she is down here in the bottom of your chart in opposition to Uranus in the 10th house up here in the top of your chart. So that is security versus career ambitions. So family issues, career issues. So you may have to steer clear of emotional issues and power plays. Don't mix things up. You need to maintain clear boundaries between family duties and your outward in public and in career duties. Now, you'll be helped here by a trine from Saturn, excuse me, on the 25th, and he can help heal general misunderstandings with partners, but you still are going to have to watch what you say, because Mercury will be going retrograde on the 27th in the third house of communications. So that's really important to keep your head on straight and your mouth closed when you need to keep it closed. And this is going to be especially true because Venus will be squared to Jupiter. So that brings a need for simplicity, because both of these planets tend to be a little extravagant and overexpressive when they're in a square type of situation. That's a challenging situation, and there might be overindulgence in the air. Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and this is my story. If you are a spiritual seeker, it may help you on your journey. I believe your spiritual development is as important as your religion. If you look at Christianity, it focuses on the life of Jesus. But Jesus was never a Christian. He was Jewish. If this thought intrigues you, you'll enjoy my new book, Light from Water, Freeing Jesus. It's available on Amazon.com and through fine bookstores. And it may help you on your spiritual journey. I'd like to thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe because these videos are free, and hit the little bell for notifications. And for a special offer, visit my website, internetpsychicreadings.com. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out.